dating in your early 30s to your late 40s. So I just didn't find quality men. I just they were either emotionally unavailable or they were just looking for sex. Even though I am in the personal growth and development world, there's always blind spots. So what resonated with me with Lisa was her just who she is and where she comes from. She's just comes from, you know, that human place, that connected place. The work that I had done in her program really had me prepared to find a high quality man and to be able to weed out um, the men that just weren't what I was looking for. You go on a coaching call every week, and I wasn't just learning from my own experience. I was able to expand and grow and avoid things and do things. I think quite quickly because I was learning not only from Lisa and her team, but from the other women in the program. What I would tell others who are thinking about joining the program, oh my God, do it, do it. I cannot tell you the amount of power I feel now, like the clarity, the centeredness, um, the confidence that I now have because I know exactly what I'm looking for. Do it. Just do it. You will absolutely not regret it.
Hi, my name is Sanaz. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm a product manager for a healthcare company. Life before End looked like a lot of dating and trying to figure things out for myself. What I would tell anybody joining the program is it's truly worth the investment in yourself and your relationship. The End program truly gives you so much knowledge and so much information about yourself, about others, about dating, and you'll grow and change in the process and just attract a better situation. It's really worth the investment in yourself. It's worth the shift. It's worth the change because it leads to greater peace. It leads to a greater relationship and a better relationship. And it's just really priceless to learn these things.
Hi, my name is Terry Harrigan. I'm from New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. I'm self employed. I've been very successful with my professional life, but not necessarily with dating. So the program has been extremely useful for me for a few different reasons. The program has given me clarity to what I should be doing in my life, what I shouldn't be doing. I had a list a mile long before of what I wanted in somebody, and it was so confusing. So I've gotten a lot more clarity. I would say if you're thinking about joining, if you want to make a change in your life, a real change, do it. Go ahead and do it and sign up, because this will force you to focus on what you haven't been focusing on before.
All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am going to put myself here. It is so lovely to see everybody. Thank you to all of you who keep showing up every day. We so appreciate that. I'm going to really be quick here because I have so much information to share with you today, and I want to get through it. And I also want to have lots of time to spend with Sandy, who is one of my all-time favorite clients. I love this woman so much, and I am so happy for all the wonderful things that have happened in her life as a result of this course. She is a we have a very special connection, she and I. And the fact that this woman would work with, choose me, this is an extraordinary person. And the fact that she chose Benjamin and me and this course is such an honor. So I can't wait to share her story. I hope that you will stick around for that. Um, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping. We are offering 45-minute calls to all of you. Those calls are not coaching calls. We will not get on those calls and coach you. those calls are for the women who are considering, who want to sign up to work with us. You heard Sanas, you heard Terry, you heard Deborah. Just do it. Just sign up. This will change your life. You heard Joan yesterday saying, it seemed like a huge investment, and now she laughs at what she spent. It isn't even an issue. These women have had profound life-changing results from this program. So we are offering 45-minute calls. Michael, you can put that in the chat if you have a moment so that people can book those calls. But please know that those calls are for us to help you make that decision and get you over the line so that you stop wasting time trying to figure this out on your own and you just get a step-by-step plan for getting it solved. Um, I also want to remind you there are 3 gifts. There's a gift for a woman who shows up every day on the call. Uh, Sandy will tell you that profile. We are going to have Benjamin write a profile for that one woman. It is worth its weight in gold. Uh, Hopefully, she'll talk a little bit about that on her testimonial. Um, and for the woman who shares the most in the Facebook group, we have not been getting in the Finding the Guardian of Your Soul the kind of interaction we would like. I have been in there every day this week. I am the one who's answering all of your questions. So you got to get in there and share. We are looking to see who is the woman that shares the most. So you have to post your wins, your takeaways, your celebrations, your breakthroughs from these sessions in that group. Michael can put that link also in the chat. And then the last prize is for the first 5 women who sign up. We are going to do a special private session with all of you. Benjamin and I will do that session for the first 5 women who join the course. So please, please, please sign up for your breakthrough call. Please sign up for the the Guardian of Your Soul Facebook group. And please, make sure you keep showing up because we're going to give one of you who's been here every day for all 5 days and who has participated in the chat and really been engaged. That woman is going to get a profile. So with all of that being said, today's session is all about embracing your feminine nature, embracing your feminine nature so you can bring out his masculine nature. And this is a hugely important part of this process, hugely. So I love this topic because I rejected my feminine side for the first 38 years of my life. And I had when I decided to go out and start dating, I had the most profound breakthrough. And I realized that I was acting and behaving like a man and that I was engaging with men in the way that a man would engage with men. And it wasn't getting me anywhere. I was leading with sex and I was leading with my success the way men would. And of course, I got sex. And if I was offering sex, men would accept sex, right? But those connections weren't going deeper. And I realized, and I want all of you to think about this. Take a moment, just take a moment and think about this question. Was there a moment that I can identify, an actual conscious moment where I rejected my femininity? Now, I know when my moment was. It was when I watched how my father treated my mother, and my mother said to me, "Never let a man do to you what your father did to me." And when my mother said that to me, I was 8 years old. My father was cheating on her. She was heartbroken. And I saw my mother as weak. I saw her as a victim. And I said to myself, I will never let a man do that to me. I rejected everything that was feminine. And I said, I can do anything a man can do. And that's how I showed up for the first 38 years of my life with men. When did you reject your femininity? When did you decide? Was it when your husband cheated on you? Was it, you know, when you saw how your father treated your mother? Was it when you felt ignored by the boys in high school and you saw all the other girls who were prettier and more popular than you getting all the attention? When did you make that choice? Because I will tell you that consciously or unconsciously, somewhere in your life, you lost touch with your femininity. So many of you are so strong and you pride yourself on being independent and strong and successful, and then you go on dates and you lead with that. Men are turned off by women who act like men. Men are turned off by women who act like men. They'll have sex with you. They will go on dates and they will make sexual advances, but they can tell a woman who's not in her feminine. They can tell by the way you respond to certain things they're saying and doing on a date. And if they think that you are not in your feminine and you are not in your heart, they're going to push those buttons. They're going to test you to see if they can get you into bed. And I have been at this a very long time. I have talked to many, many, many men who will tell me that they cannot believe the number of women who will sleep with them on the first date. My own husband said that there were times where he would date a woman and he would go to, they'd be at his apartment and he would go to the, restroom or something and come back and the woman would have taken off her clothes and would be in bed and she would say, well, this is where it's going. We might as well get it over. Very, very, very masculine behavior. So men want feminine, emotionally available women. A woman who's looking for a man who is more masculine than she is, she's looking for a super charismatic, decisive man who's in charge, he's successful, he's driven, and he's cocky. And this is what many women see as being a super masculine man. And they're looking for a man who's more masculine than they are. And what they don't understand is that good men, secure men, they're not going to compete with you. If they think that you are super masculine, they will not compete with you. And the problem with these guys that come on hard and fast and strong is that they are usually narcissists, emotionally unavailable, or avoidant, or they're just playing the field. They're enjoying dating. I don't know if many of you women realize men love to date. They love it. They enjoy meeting women. They love the chase. They love the whole, process of dating women and getting to know us and all. They love to date and they love to date several women at once. And they will sleep with several women at once. They have no qualms about doing that. And that is something you need to know. So in my course, what I do is I teach you how to be unlike other women. I teach you how to be a superior woman, the kind of woman that stops these men in their tracks and says, whoa, wait a minute. She's different. She is in her heart. She is in her feminine. She knows how to make me feel masculine. That's what I show you how to do in this program. Now, you may see good, kind, available men, secure men as weak. Many women do. You may say, but I've given these other guys a chance and I'm just not attracted to them. I spent 3 months dating a guy. He was kind. He was everything I thought I wanted on paper, but there was no spark. Anybody been there? I'm curious. Put it in the chat. Have any of you dated guys that you thought were super? Oh, and Cindy, you said, wow, this is crazy. I'm curious about that. Um, I love that some of you are. My father was very negative about women when my mother left, and I decided I would never rely on a man to support me. I rejected my femininity after being molested. Of course, Stephanie. Of course. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I am always the spark maker, and that sucks. Yes, after being with two narcissists, as they do have a spark at first, yes, I put them in the friend zone. So this is what a lot of us do. I would have never chosen my husband in earlier days when I was younger. I never would have picked a man like him. He is such a gentleman. He's so kind. He's very soft spoken, but he's also very masculine. But if I had met him earlier on, I would have thought that he was not masculine enough for me. And I would have thought I could have walked all over him, and I would have been dead wrong. The difference was I got smart. I started to learn about men, and I started to learn about what makes a real man, a man who can commit, a man who has both feet in, a man who is kind and compassionate, but also strong and has boundaries. So, the reason why a lot of these men that some of you go out with are not a fit, let's talk about that. Sometimes you're bored because they're available and they don't feel like a challenge to you in the same way that these other guys do, the ones that sweep you off your feet, the narcissists who create that instant spark, right? Or you pick guys who have no sense of self or charisma. They're nice, they're nice, quote, nice guys, but those guys are people pleasers. You can have a very nice man who is an avoidant or a people pleaser, and they can still be nice. They don't have to be jerks. People pleasers, whether they're women, have any of you ever known people pleasers or had friends who people please? It's nauseating. Like they're just they go over the top, but they're so giving and giving and giving. But underneath it, they have a hidden agenda. They want something in return, and you can feel it. They're not just giving to give and give and give. Then they sit back and they're like, "Well, why is nobody giving back to me?" And then they start to build up resentment and anger, and they get passive aggressive. That's what nice guys do. And there's a fabulous book. If you've ever been involved with one of these guys, it's called No More Mr. Nice Guy. So, Koki, you have to be careful. These guys that are really nice, and if you're not feeling any kind of building attraction with those men, it could be because they're people pleasers, because they're just, in the beginning, it seems like they're always wanting to do what you want to do, and they're always just very amenable and all, but then you start to see that they never have any sense of self. There's never there, it's always like, sure, whatever you want to do and all. Um, Stephanie said the most powerful thing I learned was the difference between being nice versus being kind. And bingo, there's a very big difference. A person who is kind, there's a generosity of spirit. They're kind, but that is a choice. People pleasing is manipulative, and you will feel it. It's kind of like, ooh, a kind person, you can so feel that it's genuine and it comes from the heart. And then the third reason why some of you may not really be gelling with these secure men is that you do not know how to get emotionally naked and connect at a heart level with a secure, emotionally available man. That might scare you. It might feel boring because it doesn't just happen. Yes, No More Mr. Nice Guy is available on Audible, and it is an exceptional book. So, you don't Some of you do not know how to get emotionally naked and connect at a heart level with a secure, emotionally available man. And I am going to tell you that this, for many of us, feels awkward and uncomfortable. That's why I was talking yesterday with Joan about not drinking on a date and not sleeping with men, because it forces you to be present and sit through the awkwardness of just getting to know somebody. When you start to get to know somebody, in the beginning, it should, it's projection. If it's all instant chemistry and skyrockets and all, it takes time to get to know somebody. And yes, there might be a certain ease and congeniality on our second date. Benjamin and I sat and we closed down our event. We were talking and talking, and we were so engaged, and we were at an event, and we turned around, and they were packing everything up. The tables, they had cleared all the tables, they were folding up the chairs, and it was just the two of us sitting there. But it wasn't over the top. We were having just a deep, sincere, heartfelt conversation, and we lost track of space and time. But we took the time to really get to know each other, and we paced it, and we didn't rush in. We didn't even see each other more than once a week for the first 6 weeks. So I want you to put into the chat, what are some typical male qualities? What are some typical masculine, traditionally masculine male qualities? Taking the lead. Thanks, Cookie, for starting that ball rolling. What else? Come on. Grunt and pout. I love being in control, provider. What else? Come on. Ladies, you all have lots of ideas about men and who they are, bravado, strength, problem solving, big one, being willing to chase me, handsome, paying for dates, masculine, making decisions, a hero, strong. All right. I want you all to close, fixer. I want you all to close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes. And I am going to read off a list of traditional masculine qualities. And I want you all to just really feel inside. And I want you to see, where do you go when you hear these qualities? Where do you go in your body? Where does this take you? To your head or to your heart? So close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, or just sit with your hands in your lap. And I'm going to read this list, and I want to see where you go. Ambition, decision-making ability, analytical mind, breadwinner, stoicism, independence, assertiveness, competitiveness, authority, leadership, protection, decisiveness, physical prowess, physical strength, problem solving, breadwinning, dominance, responsibility, directness, single focus, strength. So I want you to put in the chat, when you heard all of those traditional male qualities, where did you go? Where did it take you? To your head, to your brain? Yep, mostly to your head. Now I want you to close your eyes and I want you to hear a list of traditional feminine qualities to your ex-husband. That's great, Mary. Okay, now I want you to close your eyes and I want you to listen to this list of feminine qualities. And I want you to feel the distinction between these two. So close your eyes, nurturing, compassion, sensitivity, intuition, empathy, gracefulness, gentleness, supportiveness, patience, tenderness, affection, listening skills, caring, connection, understanding, beauty, warmth, emotional expressiveness, subtlety, cooperative spirit, vulnerability. So, where did all those qualities take? Where did you go? Oh, Kristen, that is so sweet. So you can see the difference, right? The heart for sure. I really want you all to get how magnificent, how extraordinarily beautiful it is to be a woman. To be a woman. And when we reject ourselves, when we reject our femininity, we reject what's most beautiful, what's most attractive about us. And the beauty is when you do the right work on yourself, you can step into being this extraordinary, feminine, heartfelt woman with men and show up on dates as your best self with an open heart. And it is so beautiful to give yourself permission to do that. So, a lot of us are so afraid of what will happen if we do that. And you can turn to your workbooks. There's a page about, I think it's page 16, about the good, the bad, and the ugly. What's going to happen if you do that? So, let's look a little bit at the good. What are some of the wonderful things that will happen if you can embrace that beautiful feminine nature that all of you have? The first thing is men will see you as a potential long-term partner and envision a future with you. They will see you as a potential long-term partner and envision a future with you. The second thing is they'll be drawn to your playfulness. Women who are in their hearts are playful. When a woman is in her feminine, she's in her body. So the third thing is when you're in your body, men will find you alluring. The fourth thing is when you take the feminine lead, as we talked about yesterday, you'll learn how to ask for what you need in a softer and more inviting way because you'll be in your heart and men will be more receptive to hearing what you need and meeting your needs. Men will also feel safe opening up to you emotionally. A man can open up to a heartfelt woman who is in her feminine. And the sixth thing is you'll bring out a man's masculinity, which will inspire men to cherish, protect, and adore you. There's just a natural instinct in men that when women are truly embracing their feminine and they're in their hearts and they also have strong, clear boundaries, men will feel just this urge to want to cherish, protect, and adore you. So let's look at the bad. So the first thing is if you don't embrace your femininity and you are coming, into your dates and you're engaging with men from your masculine, you might attract inappropriate attention from men. Oh, I am so sorry. I did this wrong. I am so sorry. The bad or the danger, the thing that you may fear if you do embrace your feminine nature, many of you are afraid to do that. And the reason you're afraid to do that is that you might attract inappropriate attention from men. If I'm in my feminine, men will come on to me sexually. I might, get the wrong attention because they'll see me as weak. You have to have strong boundaries. You cannot do this without strong boundaries. The second thing is you might not be taken seriously in your career. Many of you worry that if you embrace your feminine nature, and I'm going to tell you, every woman who goes through our course says she actually is more powerful and more empowered in her career as a result of working with us. The third thing is you might be afraid that men will regard you as submissive or needy. If you're in your feminine, if you're asking for what you want and need from men, many of you fear if you're doing that, men will see you as weak or needy. You have to know how to do it in the right way. Some of you are afraid that if you embrace your feminine nature, you still might not attract the kind of men you desire. What if I do that? What if I show up as this strong, as this feminine, open-hearted woman, and I still don't attract the right men? Some of you are worried that men may take advantage of your femininity. And the ugly. Let's talk about the ugly. There is something called false femininity. And we have many women. Look, I can give you all the skills and tools and coach you in the most beautiful way. But if that femininity is an act, if you take what I teach you and you're putting on an act, I promise you this won't work. It will just be a strategy and it will fail. You can come back and say, well, I took the feminine lead, but if it wasn't done from your heart and really you being in your feminine, it will backfire. Men will feel that it's inauthenticity. So we call this false femininity. We have seen it from many of our clients who are using these tools that I'm teaching as tactics to seal the deal and get the guy. And they're still being very strategic about the dating and it backfires. So femininity has to be authentic. It has to come from the heart. And women who lack confidence in themselves struggle to embrace their femininity, and they often resort to putting on an act. When your actions are driven by anxiety and they feel deliberate and calculated, a man can feel it. And I will tell you, anxiety is a femininity killer. Anxiety will kill your femininity. So, part of the work we do is really helping you get a handle on your anxiety by teaching you about men, what they want and need from you, what they're looking for, so that you can learn how to give it to them. So, in your workbook, there is a question: what is the most famous example of false femininity? Does anybody know? Who would be the best example? Thank you, Valerie. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Who would you think would be in the public eye the most famous example of false femininity? Does anybody know? Who puts on an act? Madonna, good one. Marilyn Monroe, no. She did put on an act, but there was still a beauty to her. Paris Hilton, who else? Yeah, Marilyn Monroe was very feminine. She really knew how to embrace and use her femininity. She had other issues, clearly. One of the most popular ideas of false femininity in our culture are the Kardashians. They embody this. They may, the Kardashians may catch, they're all flash over substance, they're artificial, they're fake, they're manufactured, they may catch a man's attention, but no quality man would ever see them as long term partners. None of them. Who are some ideas, some examples of positive femininity? Who are some examples of positive femininity? Who do we see when we look out at the world and we see some of the most beautiful examples of positive femininity? Anybody? Michelle Obama. Okay, we had two in a row. Ah, who else? I love me some Michelle Obama. Who else is really inspires you with her femininity? Look at some of the celebrities: Kate Middleton, Goldie Hawn, okay, Taylor Swift. I will give you a few. Blake Lively. I am so surprised we did not see Blake Lively pop up there like that. What about Beyonce? Is that woman feminine? What about Charlize Theron? I happen to think that she is the bomb. Priyanka Chopra, Margot Robbie, and the end all be all, Helen Mirren. Ask any man you know, if he thinks Helen Mirren is hot, and I don't care if she's in her 70s. Young men who know who Helen Mirren is will say, well, duh, duh. She's amazing. And if you don't know who Helen Mirren is, check her out. She's phenomenal. And I happen to think that one of the most beautiful examples of true femininity is Olivia Colman. Olivia Colman, that woman can, when she is on a talk show, every eye is on her. She is delightful, absolutely charming, funny, warm, kind. She is everything a feminine woman could aspire to be. And she isn't a classic beauty, but she's beautiful, but inside and out. So, one of the ways that we can transform ourselves is by modeling ourselves after other people. Modeling is one of the ways that we transform ourselves by picking an icon who we really, really, really admire, and we model ourselves after that person. So, your homework, besides booking your call and signing up for this program so you can just get this solved, is to come up with your feminine inspiration this evening. Now, mine is Charlize Theron, Helen Mirren, and Olivia Colman. Those are the women I look to, who I admire so, 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 so much. And I would really ask you all to check the one. Melania Trump may be a very attractive woman. I do not see her standing by her man. I don't, when I look at Melania, I do not see a happy person. I don't see a warm and inviting person. I do not see a woman who is happy or approachable. I see somebody personally, and this is my just objective view. I see a woman who is cold and who is not happy and who is not engaged, who is very distant and separate from her partner and her husband. She doesn't radiate warmth and approachability and joy, and truly, a truly sensual, beautiful woman who is open and engaging and feminine. I don't think she would be a great example of that. So now we're going to bring on Sandy Rath. Sandy, if you can unmute yourself and come on camera and all.
Hi.
Hi, honey. Hello, hello. And thank you so much for being here. We had a lot of content today, so I apologize for being
I
a little.
really enjoyed it.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Please tell everybody who you are and just, a little bit about you, what you do and all, because you have such a remarkable career and I have so much respect. I'm like a member of your fan club. So,
You're so sweet. I just do want to say I didn't prepare
no, no,
anything
no.
today. I'm just being extemporaneous. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I grew up in New York City, a subway kid, with a dysfunctional family. And my two brothers, were sent to private school, and I had to go to public school because I was a girl and had no real value, So that was like the environment I grew up in. And, I really, I guess I tried to compensate for that in many ways along the line. Um, I grew up, I was an art student, and at some point when my grandfather was ill, I decided I wanted to be a physician. My parents were very upset. They thought that was a terrible decision and tried to dissuade me, but I, you know, persevered. And I, I finished my training, and I did 5 years of subspecialty training after that. And I've had a really neat career. I've taught medicine. And then I decided that I didn't like what was happening to the practice of medicine. And I decided to do an MBA to make it easier to jump into corporate America. And then I jumped in, and I've been doing, clinical research for the past 25 years. It's been incredibly satisfying. I've worked on many of the, marketed drugs and done, successful, marketing, approval submissions. And I still paint and study art. Um, I I was trained as a classical pianist, but I haven't played in a long time, and my partner and I are in the process of, renovating a house we just bought. And one of my former classmates gave me a grand piano just as a gift
Oh
um,
my God.
from, from a deceased family member who
Oh,
can't use it. So, I had it delivered to the house, and it's covered,
oh,
in a shroud.
And
But
Sandy, can I pause you? I want to bring you into the course in a little bit. I love what you do. And I want to talk about, how you found, like you found me probably like everybody on Facebook, right? Or on a, yeah.
yeah, so how I found you is I was in a very, very deep, significant relationship with a man who I didn't even understand was avoidant. Um, and he had broken up with me, and I was truly bereft. I didn't know what to do. And I was searching the internet for, coaching and courses on how to get your man back, right? And which was obviously stupid. but but it was what I thought I had to do. That was, so I came across a variety of different coaching um offerings, and I actually signed up for a different one. And within the first week, I decided it was just awful and I was pulling out. And then I found you, and I listened to some of your videos, and I said, yeah, I think this would be good.
Ah,
So I jumped in, and I never really had any concept of how much I needed to learn. It was really mind bending, and within the first, I guess, 12 weeks, that very intensive session, I really understood what had happened to me in my childhood, how I'd been managing things my whole life, how I always knew my one of my cousins said, well, your picker is broken, and we'd laugh, but I didn't really know what that really entailed. But I really understood that I had been selecting avoidant men, and why, and ultimately understood how to fix that. And and
you fixed it. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to get to because you did meet the love of your life.
yep,
And you are such a great couple. He is such a wonderful, wonderful man, very successful lawyer. I know you two are just such a well matched and,
we're
couple.
so happy with each other. I mean, it's just we share the gratitude for each other all the time. It's
Uh,
just it's so easy, and it's like, it's just like last night, for example. I mean, we were both just exhausted and just went to bed, and we were, you know, just, cuddling and snuggling before we fell asleep. And I was like awash with all of this gratitude for how lovely this relationship is, and I just said to him, thank you for all the hugs and kisses. They're beautiful.
uh, and
But
Sandy, can we share one thing? And if you can do it briefly, because we've only got a short amount of time. But can you share the story of your kiss? Would you be willing to do that? That is your story.
sure,
Would love
sure.
for you to share it because one thing I want women to hear as you're listening to this is that what Sandy did here was a result of what she learned from us in the program. This would never have happened. She may never be with this man. They
Right.
probably would not have wound up
I would
together.
have pushed him away. Yeah.
Absolutely, without
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I want to say he sold his house. They are living in Sandy's condo, but they have bought a beautiful Tudor in New York, right, or in Connecticut, wherever, and they're remodeling the whole thing. This woman has, and what is your age? Would you share that?
I don't talk about my age.
Okay, we won't share it then. No, no, no worries. Only because it's such an inspiration
I
that it's
don't talk about it. I mean, one of my kids got really mad at me. He's like 45. And he said to me, Mom, I'm really mad at you. And I said, why? And he said, my whole life, you never told me how old you are.
it's only inspiring to the women because you can do this at any age. And
Yeah.
what women don't I don't, Sandy looks so much younger, that, she looks very, very young for her age. That's all I'll say. And I want you to know that she is living her very best life,
It's
something
great.
that she could have never imagined at this stage of the game. And it's because, she found the right answer to her, to get her over that line and help her solve this. So talk about your kiss.
The kissing story. Oh, that's so funny. So, we went out on a first date, and he was just really good company, really smart, articulate, pleasant, had good insights into stuff, and he was able to verbalize his thoughts and his feelings. And, I was saying, okay, this is nice. And we went out on a second date, and he brought me back home, and we were listening to I think we were listening to some music, and he went to kiss me. And it was probably the worst kiss I had ever experienced. He just sort of, I don't know how to describe it. He just sort of like mashed his face into my mouth. And it was like there was nothing sensual about it. It was like, whoa, this is really awful. And I sort of like pulled back, and, I thought about it, and, I said to him, I said, okay, I want to do something if it's okay with you. I would like to kiss you. And um, I'm going to kiss you a couple of different ways. And I want you to tell me which way you like better. So he laughed. He like his eyebrows went up, like, what the hell, And I said, and I want, yeah. So I kissed him a couple of different sensual ways, just very briefly, like maybe 15 seconds of this and 15 seconds of that. And immediately after the second one, he said, yeah, I like that. So, and the interesting thing was that after that, I mean, he was a really fast learner. I mean, after that, he was all there. He was kissing me gently and sweetly and passionately. And it was like, great. And every now and then when he's tired, you know, he like, he'll mash me. And I'll say, and I'll just say, oh, please, gentle. And he's like,
Ah,
yeah. And
so
like, it's
this is a prime example of taking the feminine lead. I love this story because it is so much what we teach. And women, are so much about, oh, the first kiss was terrible. I'm done. Next, right? And you hung in there. You just took the feminine lead. You were so beautiful. And there's so many instances, Sandy. We could like sit here and fill up an hour of all the beautiful,
we could laugh.
loving, yeah, but feminine, beautiful things. If you were going to say to the women here today about signing up for the course and somebody's on the fence, what would you tell that
Oh,
woman?
do it. Just do it. Yeah. What do you lose? You know, it's sort of, yeah. What do you lose? It's your life.
And it's the most important part of your life. And the biggest thing is not even the relationship that you're going to find, but all the horrible relationships and all the agony and the suffering and the wasted time that you have to go through. This is like a shortcut to the
It is.
guardian of your soul.
Well, I'm sure that there are some women who really aren't susceptible to learning,
Mhm. I'm sure.
and I don't know if they know who they are or not, or, but, if they could come out the other end and really understand, themselves better, then
And
that's
what they need.
still a learn. Yeah.
We don't even know. Like you said, you are a brilliant woman, and you couldn't believe how much you had to learn in this part of your life.
Yeah.
Sandy, I have to say goodbye. I'm gonna,
Okay.
I cannot thank you enough I wish you all the best. So much love to both of you.
Thank
And
you.
I can't wait. You have to let me know when you move into your house.
Okay.
I'm coming to visit.
You, well, you're welcome.
I'm kidding, but I would love to just see you and hug you in person.
Oh, me
Maybe
too.
one day we'll get a
Me
chance
too.
to do that. So everybody, I want you to
We will.
really, I want to talk about I want to talk about our program. This is an amazing, amazing course. It puts together all the pieces of this puzzle for you. And you are out there, you're troubleshooting, you're waiting for this to fall into place. And you may have pieces of the puzzle, but if you don't have a roadmap, if you do not have a step by step plan, this will not work. And so, what we do is we put this all together for you in a system, a step by step system. We give you twice weekly group coaching sessions with Benjamin and me and Elizabeth, our mindset coach. You get to learn not just from your own experience, but from the experiences of other women who are just like you. And Sherry is saying, just do it, because Sherry, we need to bring you on as a testimonial. Sherry was one of our amazing clients who did this course. We give you a process. So you learn from all these women like Sandy, right? And you get coached in the moment on the spot for 2 hours twice a week. So that's 4 hours of coaching each week, group coaching. Then you have one on one sessions with Elizabeth. Every month, you get a one on one session, a one on one coaching session for 6 months with Elizabeth, and you can get more sessions if you need them. If you love one on one coaching and you want more one on one coaching sessions, they're available to you. And you get to have my process, my modules. Every week, a new set of modules opens up for you. This is my signature process that includes the relationship inventory, how to talk to men. We get you, Benjamin writes the perfect profile for you. We guide you through the process of getting the most beautiful photos. You are going to figure out your list of your final 5 things you must be looking for in a partner. We teach you about attachment styles and how to avoid avoidant men and how to recognize secure men. We teach you how to take the feminine lead and mirror a man's masculinity back to him. And most of all, we teach you how to embrace your sensuality, your feminine essence with men. We empower you so that when you go on dates, you have no more anxiety. And then you have the best team in the world on the planet. You will have Erin. She will be doing your orientation. Erin handles all of the things on that side. And then Michael will be also there to help you with technical issues. And together as a team, they are phenomenal. And then there's Elizabeth, who will be doing your mindset coaching, and Diane, who will be doing your breakthrough calls. Please, we are offering you a 45-minute call. That is not a coaching call. Do not come on that call to get coaching. If you book a 45-minute call, it is because you are seriously wanting to find out more about the course. We will talk to you about what we do. We are going to talk to you about, you know, which program is what our programs and what is right for you. We want to make sure that you are right for this program. I promise you, we will not enroll you if you are not ready and if we do not feel that you're a fit. So don't think that we just want to get you on that call and take your money. That is not what we're about. We want to help you help yourself. We want to show you how we can help you find the guardian of your soul. Sandy, I will not tell you her age, but trust me, at this stage of her life, for her to be living her best life with the guardian of her soul, buying and renovating a beautiful new Tudor home, Oh my God. I mean, can you imagine? And that ring on her finger? This woman is at the peak of her life. And imagine going through life and not getting it solved. Imagine waking up at sick as 70 or 75 or 80 or 85 and realizing and saying to yourself, oh my God, I should have signed up for that breakthrough call with Lisa Shields' team. Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I invest in myself? Why did I let the best years of my life go by and not give this my very best shot? When I decided 22 years, no, I'm sorry, 25 years ago to post my first online dating profile, I said to myself, Lisa, you have got to get out there. Quitting isn't an option. You have got to give this everything you've got. Now, there were not Lisa Shields back then. Love coaching was not a thing. It was not a thing. There was nobody to help me in this part of my life. Therapy doesn't do this. You have to get that. You can sit on a therapist sofa from now until forever. Therapists are not love coaches. They will help you process and talk about your past and your mother and your father and how you got here. We show you the way forward. We are a solution to a problem, a direct solution, an answer. We have done this for thousands of women like you. We have helped them get this solved. So if you're sick and tired of saying, this is going to be the year that I'm going to get this solved and winding up again alone on New Year's Eve with no one to kiss, book a call. Michael, can you put the link in the chat for them? I don't know, but they're saying, can you send the link? Book a call. Sandy would have never gotten this solved. Never. This is a real tried and true proven solution. It is a tried and true proven solution. In fact, I want you all to know, I was on a Q&A call on Tuesday. We have a Tuesday call during the day. We have a call on Thursdays at night so that women, if you can't make the daytime call, you can come on the nighttime call. We record all of those calls. So if you can't be on the calls live, you can submit your questions. We will get them answered. You can listen to the replays. You will get your questions answered. But I was on a call on Tuesday. There were 5 women who had met the guardians of their souls. Now, I know when they have met them and when they haven't. I can tell because I've been doing this for years and I can hear how they are talking about the men, how they describe the men, what they say. 5 women on that call, and you're going to hear from one of them tomorrow. You will hear from Kelly Bradley. When I wrote her today and I said, Kelly, your story was so extraordinary. Would you come on my masterclass and share it with everybody? She wrote me back like that. And she said, Lisa, you have changed my life. It would be my honor to be able to share my story with these women. That's what's available to you. You are wasting your time. You're pushing this off. You're telling yourself it matters, but then you're not voting with your choices. You're crying yourself to sleep at night. You'll have a glass of wine. You'll turn around, you'll find yourself in a puddle of tears. And then the sun comes up in the morning. You go right back to work into your busy life and you pretend that it doesn't matter, that it will solve itself. Please let us help you get this solved. It will be the best investment you've ever made in yourself in your life. And we will go over all the pricing, all the costs, everything we have. We have plans. If you cannot, commit to paying the full price, we can talk to you about how you can do this, how you can get financing, or how you can figure out how to pay for this, but trust me, you would do this for your kids' education. You would probably spend, a significant amount of money on a trip. You'll go to a friend's destination wedding. I'm going to a girlfriend's 60th birthday in Mexico in January. And I'm shocked at by the time I pay the plane fare and I get to the airport and I have to get to the location, rent a car or get transportation, and then to stay at the hotel. There's no way I can do that for under $3,000 or $4,000. And that's just to go to a girlfriend's birthday. And yet, most of you will not make that commitment to do this course. Please, if you get off this call, have a real heart to heart with yourself tonight and ask yourself what really matters. A rock on your finger, like Sandy showed you, and a tutor, house. And we are talking about a mansion that she and her boyfriend, her partner, are renovating, or sitting alone in your beautiful home, going on girls' trips or vacations alone, or not having anybody to go away with, not having anyone to cook dinner with, not having anybody to wrap his arms around you and tell you you are the most wonderful thing, the most amazing thing that ever happened to him. And you looking in his eyes and saying, I feel the same way. And thank God I met Lisa Shield and I signed up for her course. My life is forever changed. I'm forever changed. So go book your call. Come back tomorrow for our last day of training. And I will see you on the other side. Have a wonderful rest of your day. So much love to all of you. And thank you for being here. And thank you, Michael and Aaron, for being here too. Bye-bye.